Hello, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. This is Afternoon Dispatch and I'm Heena Gambhir. Viewers, it was major mid-air scare yesterday that was reported in an Air India flight from Phuket to Delhi. 14 people, including 13 passengers and 4 crew members. In fact, 13 passengers and 4 crew members were injured after the aircraft encountered severe turbulence. Mid-air, the plane reportedly experienced a sudden drop in altitude before the pilots brought the situation under control and landed safely in the national capital. The airline says medical assistance was provided immediately after the aircraft landed, with several injured already discharged while others remain under treatment. The aviation regulator DGCA has begun an investigation. Reports suggest that the pilot has also reported a serious injury and in fact, reported serious injury to one member of the cabin crew. Air India, in fact, had also released a statement after this incident came to light. So a confirmation, of course, came from Air India, the airline involved here. But look at the visuals that we have for you, the dramatic visuals and the panic that it really caused among the passengers of this Air India flight that was from Phuket to the national capital. And there was a sudden drop in altitude that led to several passengers getting injured as well. There were 13 passengers and 4 crew members, in fact, who suffered injuries, and it was a nightmare kind of a situation for the Air India passengers who were in this particular flight from Phuket to the national capital. And then we got visuals of the aviation minister. And DGC, of course, is looking into the matter. Now, it will be important to see what caused this sudden drop in altitude mid-air. And many flyers, in fact, who have spoken about this particular, experience of theirs inside the aircraft, in fact, recounted how there was severe turbulence that rocked this Air India flight from Phuket to Delhi, throwing people into the air, ripping apart overhead panels and sending luggage crashing down as well. And at times, viewers, we ignore the announcement that's made, fasten your seat belts, but it seems a lot of passengers, did not have their seat belts fastened, and that's the reason why more, passengers, in fact, suffered injuries. This aircraft, in fact, had a lot of turbulence that left 17 passengers injured, including 13 passengers and crew members. And joining us on the broadcast right now is a passenger of this Air India flight who was, in this particular flight. Thank you very much for speaking with us here on Times Now. Can you help us understand what really happened? Okay, we'll try and reconnect.
Around 8 hours flight.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, and during the flight, all was going well. Around after 1.5 hours, some kind of a turbulence happened, and we could not know what it was. We were all in a very big shock. During that period of time, we all thought that we were going to lose our life. It was very, very scary for all of us. We could only see people jumping out of their seats. Some people were hitting the roof. Some people were hitting the area where the air conditioner and the oxygen masks are. I actually saw one-year-old baby fly down from their seat, from her mother's lap to 3 seats back. Some were bleeding. It was a very horrible situation.
And for how many minutes did it continue, the turbulence, the way, suddenly there was a drop in altitude?
I can give you an approximate idea, must be around 1.5 to 2.5 minutes. And it happened for 1 minute, then it stopped for 10 seconds, and it happened again. And after 1 hour again, it happened. We clearly can feel that there was something wrong with the plane. Because if it was just a turbulence or any other thing, why would have really happened 2 or 3 times, right?
Okay.
On one hour of different intervals.
So the weather was absolutely okay, because usually announcements are made by the pilot that, we are likely to experience turbulence, the weather is not good, and passengers are asked to fasten their seat belts. Nothing of that sort happened?
Nothing of that. No seatbelt signs were off. No, there was nothing going on. It happened, and the next moment we knew, a pilot came out of the cockpit, and he started to apologize to everyone, started saying that do not record us, please don't do that, DGCA will take actions against us. Why? See, we understand turbulence can happen at any time of a point. It's not in their hands. But I've been flying for over 20 years now. I'm a club. This was a very horrible incident.
Can you describe for our viewers what exactly did you feel when, the altitude dropped for the first time? You said, there was a pause in between and then it suddenly dropped again. So what did you feel? What were the thoughts going on in your mind? Did you experience something like this before ever? You said you've been flying for over 20 years.
Yes, I'm a very client, but it was very unfortunate as well, and it was something very new for us. We all thought that we had crashed. Anything, nothing was in our hands.
So you felt that the plane is going to crash? That was the kind of thought that incident gave you?
That was the thought. Yes.
Okay. Can you describe for our viewers the scenes that you witnessed at that point in time? I mean, I'm sure there must have been children, elderly, all kind of passengers in this particular flight from Phuket to Delhi. I mean, what was the reaction and what did you see? What did you observe?
Everyone was in a panic mode, and all of the cabin crews were very helpful, though they were, some of them were injured, but they helped us a lot. But pilots did not seem, they were just really scared to lose their jobs or something like that. I could tell you that one thing, I've never seen a pilot come out of their cockpit and telling everyone, his major concern was not the safety of people, I can say that. His major concern was that, please do not record us, please do not put anything on social media, please don't do that, please don't do that. Who does that? We can understand. We are also humans, we also make mistakes, but this is not a point. He should have followed the SOP, and as per the SOP, if anything happens like that, he should directly make an emergency landing to the nearest possible airport. But I think so. If he makes an emergency landing, he would have been questioned. And just to save him from that, he kept on dealing. He kept on saying, we are landing in 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes. And I have a video as well, which I can share with you, which clearly states that the captain is making a public announcement on the mic, which is actually recording on a black box. In which captain says that बात का बतंगड़ बन जाएगा, आप please हमारी video मत डालना. Who says that?
But ऐसा वो क्यों बोल रहे थे? What is your understanding? Why were they saying it?
As per our understanding, obviously he is a salaried man and it's his job. If something will come on his job, he will try to save that. So he was doing that only. Exactly.
Were you traveling alone or were you with family?
No, I was traveling with my brother. He's the most injured. The video you can see right now, it's my brother. I'm the one who has recorded all of these videos.
Okay, so your brother also got injured. How is his condition right now?
He's very sick. He's very unwell, and the trauma that we had to face after the flight is much more worse than the flight.
Can you describe for us the trauma that you're talking about? Did somebody from the airline reach out to you?
I'll tell you everything. And once we landed, the emergency staff and everyone took around 40 minutes to, after the gates have been opened, they took 40 to 50 minutes to take me and my brother to the hospital, which is inside the airport. Who takes that? If that is an emergency situation, I think maximum time any airline should take is 10 minutes or 15 minutes, right? They kept us waiting on the tarmac. There was no one there, and everyone was scared to come to us because all the handling agencies and all the handlers and emergency staff were just looking at us and no one was helping. Secondly, we went inside to the airport hospital. They did not have the correct equipments or the correct whatever. They could not get us the treatment and anything there. They gave us local anesthesia there and they shifted us to Medanta, Gurgaon. I'll tell you the condition of Medanta, Gurgaon. In Medanta, Gurgaon, there were 15 to 16 passengers which were badly hurt. The first CT scan that my brother got was after 7 hours. They
How
gave
is the
him
condition of your
vaccines.
brother right now?
He's not well. He cannot walk. He cannot do anything.
He's still admitted in the hospital?
I'm telling you the entire story, and after that, they treated us very badly. My brother is in so much pain. He's telling them something is wrong, help me. The Vedanta staff just wants to run the bill because they will send a bill to Air India.
Okay.
Air India will pay the bill. They were delaying things. CT scan actually takes 10 minutes, right? It's an emergency situation.
Right. Well, we can understand the kind of trauma this must have caused you, and we really wish a speedy recovery, to your brother. And clearly, like you explained to us, it was indeed a traumatic experience for the passengers who sustained injuries and, of course, the crew members as well. Thank you very much, sir, for speaking with us here on Times Now.